बेटा एक बार स्क्रू गेज और वर्नियर कैलिपर्स का थोड़ा रिवीजन कर लेके then we'll try to revise all the important formulas on which we need to give the more importance in the last moment for doing the numericals. Okay, ठीक है. First one. Now see, in order to determine the diameter, like external diameter, internal diameter, depth of any object, isn't it? What we use, better? Vernier calipers, isn't it? So I can say that to determine external diameter, comma, internal diameter, and depth of any object using vernier calipers. Yeah. अब इसमें पॉइंट्स क्या याद रखना है बेटा? See, vernier caliper is a device which is used to measure what the distance between two points more accurately than a meter read. जो मीटर स्केल से नहीं कर सकते वो हम लोग वर्नियर कैलिपर से कर सकते हैं. Okay, I can say that it is used to measure what? The distance between 2 points. The distance between 2 points more accurately than a meter scale. Okay. Now, vernier scale is also used to measure what, beta? Diameter, depth of any object, which are not possible to measure by a meter scale. And I can say that accuracy of this one is how much, beta? Accuracy of vernier caliper is 0.01 centimeter तक है. ठीक है ना? और see, what is the principle used in this one, beta? Principle and formula used. What is the principle and what is the formula used in this one? तो बता सकते हैं? फर्स्ट वन देखो, vernier caliper will be equal to 1 MSD minus 1 VSD. लास्ट मोमेंट में इसको कैरी करो बेटा. That will be equal to 1 by n times of your MSD. Okay. VC is nothing but what for me? What is VC, beta? Vernier constant. MSD is main scale division. Done. Okay. What is VSD, beta? Vernier scale division. What is n, beta? Anyone? N value will be equal to vernier scale divisions which coincides with main scale division, MSD. Clear? So vernier scale is equals to 1 MSD minus of 1 VSD. So n VSD will be equal to 1 MSD. So 1 VSD is equals to, or 1 vernier constant is equals to 1 by n times of MSD. What is n? N is nothing but equal to what for me? VSD, vernier scale division, which coincides with your main scale division. Clear? और टोटल रीडिंग निकालने का तरीका बताइए इसमें. टोटल रीडिंग will be equal to your n plus small n into vernier cap. What is n here, beta? N is equals to main scale reading. N is equals to main scale reading. That is a total reading of formula. Total reading is equals to main scale reading plus n into vernier constant. VC is your vernier constant. ठीक है? और उसके बाद एक्चुअल रीडिंग निकालने का तरीका. Actual reading will always be equal to total reading total reading minus zero scale or zero error, I can say. That will be the actual reading. So actual reading is equals to your total reading minus of your vernier zero. Clear? These are the things you need to remember about your vernier calipers. एक बार देख लीजिए जल्दी से. आया सभी को? To determine what? External diameter, internal diameter, and depth of any object using what? Vernier calipers. Okay. Now, it is used to measure what beta? The distance between the 2 points which are more accurately than your meter scale. What is the accuracy of this one? Accuracy of the vernier scale or vernier caliper is 0.01 centimeter. And how do you calculate the vernier constant? Vernier constant is equals to 1 mean scale division minus 1 vernier scale division. That is equals to 1 by n times of MSD. N is nothing but what? Vernier scale division which coincides with your mean scale division. Done. Then how do you calculate the total reading? Total reading is always be taken as of your total reading is equals to your n plus of your n into VS. VC. N is nothing but what? Main scale reading बोल सकते हैं. Small n is nothing but vernier scale division which coincides with the main scale reading, and VC is your vernier constant part. Clear? Then how do you calculate the actual reading? Actual reading will be equal to your total reading minus of your zero error. इतना basic knowledge अपने को है. Clear है? चलो. Next one देखो. Second experiment जो default आपको याद रहना है. To determine the thickness of the sheet. The thickness of sheet or diameter of wire. Or diameter of a wire using screw gauge. Done. So we need to determine the thickness of your sheet or to determine the diameter of your wire using your screw gauge. That is based on what principle beta? Can anyone tell me? It is based on principle of micrometer. ये आजकल बहुत फेमसली पूछ रहा है बेटा. It is based on what principle? Based on the principle of micrometer screw. Okay, right. It can measure the length with an accuracy of 0.001 centimeter, or I can say this one as 10 micrometer. That is more accurate than a vernier caliper. Than a vernier caliper. That. Sure. Let me talk about its principle and formula used. What is the principle on which it is working and what is the formula used in this one? So first formula देखो इसमें क्या याद रखना है? Pitch. Pitch is equals to distance moved by screw. Distance moved by your screw divided by, sorry, divided by number of full rotations given. Number of full rotations given. I will diagram and draw because you roughly have an idea. So just logically think of that. Next one. How do you calculate the least count? Least count is equals to pitch divided by total divisions on circular scale. Total divisions on circular scale. Okay? Clear? Clear? What is the pitch? Pitch is equals to distance moved by the screw divided by number of full rotations given. Least count is equals to pitch divided by your total divisions on your circular scale. Then how do you calculate the circular scale reading? Circular scale reading CSR will be equal to N into your least count. Okay, where LCSR is known as circular scale. Okay, and what is N beta? Circular scale reading multiple first, right? Okay, and what is N beta? N is equals to number of divisions. N is equals to number of divisions which are coincidence, which is coincidence with reference line, with your reference line. Now, how do you calculate the total reading? Total reading will be equal to linear scale reading, that means main scale reading, plus circular scale reading, that is equals to linear scale reading. I'm taking it as capital N, plus of your, this one is N into your least count as Alexa. Clear? नीचे लिख लेता हूँ, that will be more better. So total reading will be equal to linear scale reading. I'm representing it by letter capital N, plus circular scale reading I'm representing by the letter N into your least count. This will be equal to your N into your least count. So this will be the total reading. Okay. So these are the minimum formulas which you need to remember about your screw gauge. So what is screw gauge, Abita? Screw gauge is based on the principle of what? Micrometer screw, and it can measure the length with an accuracy of how much? 0.001 centimeter or 10 micrometer, which is more accurate than a vernier caliper. The pitch. How do you calculate the pitch? Pitch is equal to distance moved by the screw divided by number of full rotations which have been given. Now, how do you calculate the least count? Least count is equal to pitch divided by total divisions on the circular scale reading. Then how do you write the circular scale reading? Circular scale reading is equal to N into least count, where N is nothing but what? Number of divisions coinciding with the reference line, and CSR is known as of your circular scale reading. The next one is very important. Total reading. Total reading is equals to your LSR. LSR is nothing but of your linear scale reading. I'll write here. LSR is nothing but what for me? Linear scale reading. Linear scale reading. Okay. And total scale reading is equal to your N plus of your small n into your least count. Got it? This is a basic thing which you all need to remember in this one. Am I clear? Sure. क्लियर बेटा? चलो चलो, लास्ट मोमेंट फॉर्मुलेस मस्ट रिवाइज. फर्स्ट फॉर्मूला देखो बेटा, जो आपको बेसिकली याद रहना है अपार्ट फ्रॉम ऑल द टॉपिक्स आई एम डूइंग. व्हाट इज द मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया ऑफ योर डिस्क? एनीवन? मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया ऑफ योर डिस्क, जल्दी बताओ. Moment of inertia is represented by letter I. I is equals to your m into r square divided by 2. Clear? रिंग के लिए मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया कितना रहेगा बेटा? फॉर ए रिंग मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया I is equals to your m into your r square about an axis passing through center and perpendicular to the plane. Clear? और एक फॉर्मूला वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, susceptibility is equals to negative for what material? For your diamagnetic material. For your diamagnetic materials only. These are the formulas which should always be kept in your mind. Next one. How do you calculate the potential energy or final potential energy in the capacitor? So it is half into C1 plus C2 into your V square. Clear? And this VC is nothing but equal to how much better? Common potential. Clear? Fourth one. Final potential will be equal to C1 V1 divided by C1 plus C2. He'll give the value of C1, he'll give the value of C2, he'll give the value of initial potential. He may ask you to calculate the final potential. So you need to remember this formula. V final is equals to C1 V1 plus C2 V2. Clear? Electrostatics में important formula है. How to calculate the angle? Tan theta is equals to your electrostatic force divided by m into g. Clear? ये फॉर्मूला भी अपने को याद रखना. इस पे एक बार नीट में क्वेश्चन पूछा गया हुआ था, so be little bit careful related to that problem or that formula I can say. Next one. First minima in X double slit experiment कितना होगा बेटा? Sin theta will be equal to lambda divided by your A. A is nothing but of your slit width. Clear? तो फॉर्मूला बहुत बार पूछ चुका है बेटा. First minima sin theta is equal to lambda into your A. In which chapter बेटा? Wave optics diffraction के अंदर. Isn't it? The same way, if I talk about first secondary maxima, the formula is sin theta is equals to 3 lambda divided by 2a. Okay, diffraction के अंदर minima is lambda divided by a and first secondary maxima is sin theta is equals to your 3 lambda divided by 2 into your a. Clear? चलो, the potential के अंदर और एक important formula जो आपको याद रखना है, gravitational potential will be equal to capital G capital F divided by R plus of your H at a certain height. What is the potential? This has already been asked so many times in the examination, so be a little bit careful about this formula to keep in the mind. Clear? Next one. You need to remember about the formulas related to closed organ pipe and your open organ pipe. First minimum of a resonating length for your closed organ pipe. The same way, Tell me what will be the answer. First minimum resonating length. Resonating length for closed organ pipe. For closed organ pipe. बताइए कितना होगा? Lambda by 4. And for open organ pipe, lambda by 2. Clear? So many times asked better. 4-5 बार ये question already पूछ चुका है इसके ऊपर. So be little bit careful with related to this formula. Same way current. Current is equals to delta V divided by R. Direct formula based questions. बहुत बार पूछ चुका है बेटा. Clear? Heat का formula भी इसके अंदर. Current will be equal to how much Varmi? और एक 10th formula लिख रहा हूँ मैं. Heat produced in the wire. H is equals to I square R into T. Okay. And one more thermal expansions में. L1 alpha 1 will be equal to L2 alpha 2. When you will be using this one better? When change in length for both rods should be same, and the temperature is also same. Delta L1 is equals to delta L2, delta L1 is equals to delta L2, and temperature delta T1 will be equal to delta T2. In that case, L1 alpha 1 is equals to L2 into your alpha 2. Clear? The same way. Maximum amount of radiation emitted. Maximum amount of radiation emitted. Radiation emitted. Tell me any one formula. Lambda max is equals to P divided by T. Clear? T is your temperature in your Kelvin. Okay, which is also called as of your Wien's law or Wien's constant. Clear, beta? And one more very important formula from the wave optics. You should also remember the formula I is equals to your I naught into cos square phi divided by 2. 2-3 बार इस पे क्वेश्चन पूछा गया हुआ है रेगुलरली. The same way, wavelength of the electron is equals to h divided by under root of your 2m into your e for electron if I'm talking about. For electron. Isn't it? The same way, for photon, energy is equals to momentum into c. Energy is equals to momentum into c. Clear? One more very important formula. Prism formula. Refractive index. Direct formula of which अगर पूछा तो रख ले सकते. Mu is equals to sine of your a plus minimum deviation divided by 2 divided by sine of your a by 2. A is the angle of prism. D is the minimum deviation. Mu is the refractive index. Purely formula based पे क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है बेटा 2-3 बार. Clear? इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक पोटेंशियल एनर्जी का फॉर्मूला याद है किसी को? Electrostatic potential energy represented by letter U. U is equals to your K into capital Q small q divided by R. K value is equal to how much? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Value of this one is 9 into 10 to the power of 9. Clear? 18th one. VRMS. See, I'm writing only those formulas where the chances are very huge. See, if I write all the chapters of all the formulas of all the chapters, it will come a lot. But roughly एक chapter में से जो important formulas जो by default आपको याद रखना है, वो I'm trying to recollect it basically. यानी कल के दिन you may be getting like 5 or 10 questions or 20 questions like formula based where you just need to substitute the values and get the answer. Can anyone tell me VRMS का formula बेटा? VRMS is equals to under root of your 3RT divided by your capital A. Clear? And try to remember that RAM R is greater than A is greater than N. RAM or RAM याद रखें. Root mean square velocity is greater than average. Average velocity is greater than mean. Clear? R is RMS velocity, A is average velocity, and M is your most probable velocity. Clear, beta? Sure. Next one. Question number, sorry, formula number 19. Photoelectric effect. EV is equals to HC divided by lambda minus HC divided by lambda naught. There was continuously questions on 2015 में क्वेश्चन था, 2017 में क्वेश्चन था, 2018 में क्वेश्चन था, 2021 में क्वेश्चन था. Almost all like this on this pure formula base. This many times the problem was being framed on this question on this formula. Clear? The same way. Work done by your adiabatic process. Work done by your adiabatic process is greater than of your work done by your isothermal process. This is also one of the important formula which has been already asked. Work done between adiabatic and work done between isothermal. Work done of the adiabatic is always greater than the work done of your isothermal part of relation. ठीक है? Sure. और एक lens formula 1 by f is equals to 1 by v minus 1 by u. This is your lens formula. ज्यादा चढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है, खाली फॉर्मूला याद रख लो. v is image distance, u is object distance, f is your focal length. Okay. उसके बाद थोड़ा लॉजिक गेट्स याद रख लीजिए बेटा. I'm not doing everything. लॉजिक गेट भी रेगुलरली there was a question, so please do the logic gate. Clear? इसके वेलोसिटी का फॉर्मूला भी लिए. इसके वेलोसिटी is equals to under root of your 2 times of capital G capital M divided by R. R is also equal to under root of 2G into your capital. Clear? The next one. 1 by lambda is equals to your R into Z square into 1 by N1 square minus of 1 by N2 square. अब इसके ऊपर तो पूछो नहीं कितने बार क्वेश्चन पूछा गया था. 2016 में क्वेश्चन है, 2017 में क्वेश्चन है, 2023 में क्वेश्चन है, 2022 में क्वेश्चन है. Regularly one of the famous area where the formula compulsory there will be one problem based on this one. So don't miss this one. उसी तरह से impedance AC के अंदर Z is equals to under root of for LCR circuit it is R square plus of your XL minus of your XC whole square. Okay. The same way power P is equals to your VRMS whole square divided by Z impedance into your resistance R. Done. And how do you calculate the power in AC beta? Power is equals to your VRMS IRMS into cos phi. Recently करवाया था मैंने. What do you mean by cos phi? Cos phi is known as of your power factor. How do you calculate the cos phi? Cos phi is equals to R divided by Z. Clear? And one more very important formula. V square divided by RG. Direct formula of this question है बेटा. That is equals to your mu s plus of your tan theta divided by 1 minus mu s into tan theta for bending of a cyclist. Okay, that means I can write from this one V maximum for the bending of a cyclist will be equal to under root of your this value will be equal to your RG, R is radius into mu s plus of your tan theta divided by 1 minus mu s into your tan theta. Clear? Sure. See beta in NEET 2023 में लास्ट ईयर फॉर्मूला बेस पे कितने क्वेश्चंस आए मैं आपको बता देता हूं. पहले वन ऑफ द वेरी फेमस फॉर्मूला इज एट रेजोनेंस दैट मींस XL is equals to XC. इस पे एक क्वेश्चन आया था बेसिकली, यू नीड टू रिमेंबर दैट वन. एंड फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ रेजोनेंस कितना होता है बेटा? फ्रीक्वेंसी इज इक्वल्स टू योर ओमेगा डिवाइडेड बाय योर 2 पाई, दिस वन इज 1 by under root of your, this will be equal to your 2 pi under root of your LC, ऐसे भी लिख सकता हूँ, isn't it? Then इस पे भी डायरेक्टली फॉर्मूला था लास्ट ईयर, I is equals to delta V divided by R, ओम्स लॉ पे 15 में भी था, 16 में भी था, डायरेक्टली फॉर्मूला बेस्ड क्वेश्चन था. Then VRMS velocity, directly formula based function, VRMS is equals to under root of 3RT divided by capital M. Okay, and one more formula is radius of gyration. Radius of gyration is represented by letter K. K is equals to under root of moment of inertia of the given body divided by mass. प्योरली फॉर्मुला बेस्ड जो लास्ट ईयर आपको आ चुके हैं, और ये रिपीटेड है बेटा, 2022 में भी डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन था रेडियस ऑफ गायरेशन का. ठीक है, और प्रोजेक्टाइल के अंदर ये जो फॉर्मुला पूछा था आप लोग को मैक्सिमम हाइट के ऊपर, h इज इक्वल्स टू योर u स्क्वायर sin स्क्वायर थीटा डिवाइडेड बाय 2g. ये इज द इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर्मुला. नेक्स्ट वन इज टार्क. टार्क इज इक्वल्स टू योर p बार क्रॉस e बार. p is your dipole moment, e is your electric force. Okay, the frequency of open organ pipe, frequency of your open pipe कितना होता है? v divided by 2l, organ pipe के ऊपर बहुत बार पूछा हुआ है. Then energy is equals to again kinetic energy plus of your work function. N number of times it has been asked. Clear? Then even on the formula E is equals to hc divided by lambda. Repeated question photoelectric effect के ऊपर. And one more is wavelength. Lambda minima is inversely proportional to your potential. Clear? Wavelength. के बाद ये वाला एरर के अंदर डेंसिटी इज इक्वल्स टू मास बाय वॉल्यूम, ये रूट भी होगा. ओके, अगर एरर में लिख रहे हैं तो डेल्टा रो बाय रो इज इक्वल्स टू डेल्टा एम डिवाइडेड बाय एम प्लस 2 टाइम्स ऑफ डेल्टा आर डिवाइडेड बाय आर प्लस ऑफ योर डेल्टा एल डिवाइडेड बाय एल. ओके, एंगुलर विड्थ, wave optics means angular width is equals to lambda divided by d. Okay, then capacitors in series combination 1 by C equivalent, ऐसा कुछ. Clear? Then average velocity पे भी क्वेश्चन था. V average is equals to 2v1 v2 divided by v1 plus v. Then surface energy is equals to surface tension into area. Area is 4 pi into your r square. Surface tension पे एक क्वेश्चन था, isn't it? And ये भी फॉर्मूला देखो, 1 by lambda is equals to r into z square into 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square. लास्ट ईयर भी देयर वाज अ क्वेश्चन, 22 में क्वेश्चन था, 2016 में क्वेश्चन है, 2017 में क्वेश्चन है, 23 में क्वेश्चन है. सो बी लिटिल बिट केयरफुल रिलेटेड टू दिस फॉर्मूला. इस पे थोड़े प्रॉब्लम्स प्रैक्टिस कर लीजिए. एनर्जी इन द स्प्रिंग U is equals to half into k into x square. डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन 21 में भी एक बार क्वेश्चन था इस पे बेसिकली. डन. How do you calculate the common potential of the capacitor? V1 C1 plus of your C2 V2 divided by your C1 plus C2. Direct formula based. Energy of the capacitor का formula. Energy is equals to half into C into V square. खाली formula याद रख लो, आराम से निकल जाता. The next one is resonant frequency. F is equals to your 1 by 2 pi under root of your L into C. इस पे भी क्वेश्चन था. Clear? Electrostatics में electric field due to dipole k into p divided by r cube anywhere 1 plus 3 into cos square theta. Okay, and one more radius के ऊपर nuclear physics में से r is equals to r naught a to the power of 1 by 3. And these are such type of the formulas which should carry in your mind. तो formula base पे अपने को 20-21 questions निकाल रहे हैं basically. Done. अब तो लास्ट 3-4 years के पेपर्स निकाल के देखो, These are the only formulas which are repeatedly been asked. यानी ये मैंने उतने ही formulas लिखे जो repeatedly ask किया गया है, यानी more than 3 or 4 times जो पूछा था वही formulas मैंने आप लोग को एक बार लिखवा दिया. By default you need to remember these formulas to do the numericals. Done. अब ज्यादा मेटेरियल्स मत पढ़ो, तो टेक आउट एंड ट्राई टू डू द फॉर्मलेस. और एक दो पेपर जो इजी है आपने ऑलरेडी कर चुके हैं उसको एक बार कर लो. डोंट टेक द स्ट्रेस इन द लास्ट मोमेंट. एंड जो मैंने चैप्टर्स बोले थे उसको अच्छी तरह से फिर एक बार रिविजन कर लो. और थोड़े बहुत 5 5 6 6 प्रॉब्लम्स अगर हो सका तो यू ट्राई टू डू दैट वन. ठीक है. एक क्वेश्चन का आंसर बताओ बेटा जल्दी. आई एम नॉट गिविंग यू एनी ऑप्शंस, आप लोग आंसर कमेंट बॉक्स में लिख दो. इफ द इलेक्ट्रिक एम्पलीट्यूड ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक वेव इज, यानी ई दे रखा है, ई इज गिवन एज 5 वोल्ट पर मीटर and its magnetic field vector value will be equal to how much? चलो आंसर बताइए. E of electromagnetic wave is given. I'll give you the question like, if the electric magnitude of the electromagnetic wave is 5 volt per meter, its magnetic amplitude will be equal to how much? Give me the answer in the chat box. 1 मिनट का टाइम ले लो. एनीवन? कितना आ रहा आंसर? इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड वेक्टर दे रखा है अपने को, मैग्नेटिक फील्ड वेक्टर पूछ रहा है. व्हाट इज द ऑप्शन? Magnetic field vector is equals to electric field vector divided by speed of light. So it is 5 divided by 3 into 10 to the power of 8. 5 by 3 कर लो, that will give me the answer. Done. 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 8 आ रहा है. Very good. Unit is Tesla. चलिए और एक क्वेश्चन इसलिए जल्दी से. If the binding energy of the electron, if the binding energy of electron in hydrogen atom, is 13.6 electron volt. Okay, then energy required to move the electron, or I can say that to remove the electron from the first excited state, of lithium double plus is. चलो बताइए. I'm waiting for your answer in the chat box. The binding energy of the electron in hydrogen atom is 13.6. The energy required to remove the electron from the first excited state. What do you mean by first excited state, Mehta? N value will be equal to 2. First excited state of lithium. For the lithium, atomic number will be equal to 3. So energy required will be equal to 13.6 into Z square divided by N square into electron volt. Clear? So that is equals to your 13.6 into this one is your 3 square divided by this one is your 2 square. Electron volt. See how much I'm getting. 13.6 into 2 square is 9 divided by 4 electron volt. That will give me the answer. 30.6. Very good. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन ये भी आंसर बताइए वाईडीएससी का क्वेश्चन दे रहा हूं इन ये सिंगल स्लिट डाइफ्रैक्शन single slit diffraction pattern distance between screen and slit is 2.5 meter and slit width is 0.25 mm. Okay, the separation of second dark band from central maxima from your central maxima is 1.5 centimeters. Then wavelength of light is चलो बताइए कोई फिफ्थ के दिन इस मॉडल पे क्वेश्चन आता है कंपलसरी वाईडीएससी पे या डाइफ्रैक्शन पे या पोलराइजेशन पे in a single slit diffraction pattern distance between the slit is given for me. Distance between the slit matlab a value is given for me. In single slit diffraction nth secondary minima kaise nikaloge beta? You are talking about your nth secondary dark fringe and as well as that one. Okay, now tell me what is the nth secondary minima ka formula? Nth secondary minima in diffraction I just not told you d into sin theta will be equal to n into lambda or d into x sin theta value will be equal to x divided by d that is equals to n into lambda. Now he's asking for what? For second dark band. For second dark band. That means n value is equal to how much for me? 2. Isn't it? So that means d into x divided by d is equals to 2 times of lambda. So he's asking me the wavelength. So lambda is equals to your d by 2 into your x divided by capital D. Capital D is the distance of the screen. So small d is given as 0.25 into is given how much for me 0.25 meter and slit width is 0.25 mm. And this value will be equal to 10 power minus 3 divided by this is 2 into x. X value is equal to how much for me? 1.5 into 10 to the power of minus 2 divided by capital D. That is nothing but 2.5. So simplify it, we'll get the wavelength. How much? Angstrom में बोलिए बड़ा आंसर. Tell me in angstroms. Options given for me are, I'm writing the options here. 7,000 angstroms, 6,000 angstroms, 6,500 angstroms, 7,500 angstroms. $7,500 angstroms. Very good. Done. And tomorrow will be the last class बेटा. उसके बाद you could go to your self preparation. कल एक दिन अगर हुआ तो we'll try to revise all the 11th and 12th, all the chapters formula, and 12th tomorrow there will be the class in the afternoon hour बेटा. From 2:30 to 4:30 or 5 there will be a class tomorrow most probably. We'll try to revise the formulas of only the units and dimensions, heat and thermodynamics and modern physics, gravitation and wave optics, and we'll try to do 5 problems on each topic. Highly expected models, formula based जो last 4 years के 5 year papers का analyze करके एक एक chapter में 4 या 5 questions करके we'll try to fill up give the full stop for the sessions. So tomorrow afternoon will be last session. Night may or may not be the class day. That depends upon the requirement of the students.